It's time for your primetime forecast from Dr. Don's weather page in the Shepherd's Weather Center. Now, here's Dr. Don.
Well, happy Monday evening to you, East Alabama and West Georgia. Dr. Don with you with your primetime forecast for Tuesday, October 27, 2020 in the Shepherd's Weather Center. Don't forget to go over to paypal.me/Dr. Don WX to support our efforts. We got a lot to talk about. We now have a hurricane down in the Caribbean about to make landfall there along the Yucatan Peninsula. So we're going to be watching with great interest over the next 24 hours to see what that area does to our storm. This is Zeta. Zeta is expected to move over the Yucatan Peninsula out into the southern Gulf of Mexico, and by Wednesday out into the north central Gulf of Mexico, and then maybe coming back across Alabama. Currently, Zeta is at 80 miles per hour. That's only about 6 miles per hour over Hurricane 1 status. Northwest movement at about 10 miles per hour. So let's take a look at a few different products here. This is the cone of uncertainty. And what this means is the storm could move anywhere within that white cone area as it continues moving off to the northwest and eventually to the north and then to the northeast as it interacts with a low pressure system back over Texas and Oklahoma toward Wednesday and Wednesday night. Now, when you get up there past central Alabama, that hatched area is the cone of uncertainty beyond 3 days. So it gets broader as you go further away from the center of circulation because, that's out there in voodoo land. We don't know exactly where the storm is going to go. But I got to tell you, this doesn't look good for central Alabama or east Alabama moving forward. We look for a Category 1 hurricane at landfall there along the southern Louisiana coast. That'll be sometime around 7 p.m. on Wednesday. And then by 7 a.m. Thursday morning, probably sitting somewhere just north of Montgomery, maybe up around Clanton, between Montgomery and Birmingham, and then moving on off to the northeast, which may take it a little bit north. We're talking about the exact center of circulation, maybe a little bit north of East Alabama, up there across Anniston and Gadsden, maybe just a shade bit north of there. But folks, don't hone in on the exact track of the center of circulation, because there will be weather well removed from the center of circulation. As a matter of fact, because of that mess out there in Oklahoma and Texas, there's a lot of shear involved with that system, which is going to blow the tops of the storms to the east and maybe well to the east of the center of circulation of Zeta. So we could be seeing thunderstorms, well off to the east of where the center of circulation moves. That may not even end up being where the worst weather's going to be. So we're going to really have to watch several different aspects of this storm as it gets a little bit closer to fine-tune your forecast and let you know exactly what this means for East Alabama and West Georgia. We're certainly going to get some rain. We certainly will have the opportunity for some thunderstorms, and there may even also be a threat of severe thunderstorms with small spin-up tornadoes. It's just way too soon to start being specific about what we may see on Wednesday and Thursday across East Alabama. I'll tell you this much. If you have plans down along the Gulf Coast of Mississippi, Alabama, or Northwest Florida, watch very closely before you drive down there. As far as central Alabama and East Alabama is concerned, just pay attention to the weather forecast. And by the time we get to this time tomorrow, I think we'll have a much better idea of what Zeta is going to mean for East Alabama and West Georgia. Here is the latest spaghetti model. And you see that this one's pushing things a little bit further to the south and a little bit further to the east. And I think that'll be the trend over the next 24 to 48 hours with the model guidance. Let me go back. And you see the cone has got landfall there in southern Louisiana and then moving up into southeast Mississippi before going across East Alabama. Now, if we go back to the latest spaghetti model, pretty much the same as far as the landfall is concerned, but you see by the time it gets over here to the Alabama-Mississippi line, a little bit further to the south. And then running up there right just along the Montgomery area, or maybe just a little bit south of Montgomery, and then pushing right along Randolph County, maybe Chambers County, up into the Atlanta metro, and then to a point up there around Lake Lanier. I mean, so we're talking, if this verifies, this thing's going to come right over East Alabama, West Georgia, and right over my house. We're all going to get it this time, if this verifies. But again, we're still a long way away from landfall, so there's a lot of things that could certainly change. Here's the latest satellite shot from 22,000 miles above Earth, and you can see, if you watch real close, especially those small thunderstorms to the north of the Yucatan Peninsula, you can actually see some shear taking place there. You can see where the tops of those storms are being actually blown back to the east, while the clouds appear to be moving off to the northwest. And that's the environment that Zeta is going to move into once it crosses over the Yucatan Peninsula. And so we're going to see the tops of those storms blowing off to the east while the storm moves up to the northwest. That will hinder development somewhat, and it's going to keep a lot of weather off to the right of the center of the storm, which is where it typically is anyway, but in this particular case, it may be further off to the right than we would ordinarily see. Nonetheless, a pretty good-looking storm there approaching the Yucatan Peninsula. This satellite shot showing some really cold tops blowing up right here at the end of this satellite loop. So let's take a look at your Storm Prediction Center convective outlook for your Tuesday. Just general scattered thunderstorms across most of Alabama, up into central Georgia and southern Georgia, and most of the state of Florida as well. National map, look at all that mess out there in Colorado, Oklahoma. We're talking pretty nasty snowstorm out there in the higher elevations of Colorado. Even down into northern Texas, some freezing rain. Double barrel low pressure out there, and that is going to interact with Zeta. And so that's why we've got to get a little closer to this event to tell you exactly where it's going to make landfall and what it's going to mean for East Alabama and West Georgia. There are just tons of variables out there right now. But you can see that we have a very complex setup over the next 2 or 3 days across Alabama and Georgia. Lots of green and dark green. So yes, it will rain. The question is, will it be flooding rains, or will the storm be moving quick enough that we won't see any flooding? If it moves very quickly, then we could see some stronger winds. If it slows down and we don't see the wind threat, then we certainly could see a heavier rain threat. Those are the two things that remain a little bit unknown at this hour. Let's take a look at your Goes East, Southern Mississippi Valley satellite shot. And late in the afternoon, as we start to lose the sun, you can see some peaks in the clouds over there in West Alabama, just scattered high cirrus clouds across East Alabama. Heavier cloud coverage up there around Atlanta metro and up into the North Georgia mountains. Full-blown sunshine over in Mississippi. Yeah, but that's not going to last long. All of that will fill in with clouds as we go throughout the evening. So, yeah, look, we're beginning to see some heavier rainfall totals. That's because the expected forward movement of the storm, models are telling us it's going to kind of slow down a little bit. So we're beginning to see some heavier rainfall amounts show up in the long-range precipitation models. And we see over there in west central Alabama 3 to 5 inches. One small spot there with about 5 inches expected. And I think as we go throughout the next 12 to 24 hours, we're going to see the models pick up on that and probably expand that over into central Alabama and eventually over into East Alabama. So right now we're going 2 to 4. Don't be surprised, though, if we don't settle in somewhere between 3 to 5 inches across East Alabama up into central Georgia and northeast Georgia. Lord knows we do not need that, especially up here in northeast Georgia, where we got 12 inches of rain a couple of weeks ago and washed out, over $12 million worth of bridges and culverts. So, yeah, we don't need to see anything like that up here in Georgia. I know we don't need it in East Alabama or West Georgia either, but I'm awfully afraid that's maybe the direction that we're headed in. We will see. So get away from hurricane talk for just a few moments. We're going to be a beautiful weekend, and the storm will be gone by this weekend. So don't change your travel plans unless there are some road issues. I'm talking damage. For this weekend, we're looking at great weather, and I think the foliage is going to be nice across North Georgia. We are at peak or very close to peak, and that extends all the way up into the Great Smokies, where we are almost beyond peak color up in the higher elevations going over the mountain range into Gatlinburg. Temperatures for your Tuesday, 77 in Roanoke. Wadley will hit 78. We'll do 77 in Wedowee. Woodland goes to 77, 79 in LaGrange. Alexander City tops out at 79. Probably won't see a whole lot of sunshine on Tuesday. It'll be mostly cloudy with an occasional shower or two. Let's take a look at your Southern Union State Community College Live Doppler HD radar, and you can see all those winter weather advisories and freezing rain advisories out there in New Mexico. That'll extend on up into Oklahoma, Nebraska, and probably into northern Texas before things are all said and done. And some pretty good thunderstorms rumbling around up there, too, in Arkansas and up into Kansas and Iowa, and then back across Kentucky and up into Illinois and also Indiana. Nothing at all across East Alabama and West Georgia for the moment, but that is going to change. And here's what I'm talking about. This is the precipitable amount of water that will be available in the clouds moving forward in time. Now, this doesn't have anything to do with how much rain we're going to get. I just wanted to show you how much water will be available in the clouds as we move forward into your Tuesday, and especially when we get into Tuesday evening, headed toward Wednesday. You see that red creeping up there around Montgomery. Now I-85 getting up into East Alabama. That means that there's going to be a ton of moisture available in the upper levels of the atmosphere, and so that's when our rain chances will increase the best. We're talking Tuesday evening into Wednesday morning. That I think throughout the day on Wednesday night is when we will see the bulk of our rain. Current conditions, 72 degrees outside, went down to 66 last night. Currently, our winds are calm. We have 85% humidity, 69.5 degree dew point. No precipitation in the past 24 hours. The forecast for tonight, patchy drizzle is possible and a few patches of fog. Sunrise on your Tuesday morning, 6:57 a.m. Sun sets Tuesday evening at 5:55 p.m. Your forecast for Tuesday, 20% chance of a scattered shower or drizzle, maybe a little fog to start the day. That chance of rain will go up to 50%, as we showed you in the water vapor imagery. By the time we get into around 9 or 10 o'clock on Tuesday night, our rain chances should start to increase dramatically. 77 will be your high on Tuesday, down to 67 Tuesday night. And then on Wednesday, a 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms. 74 will be your high with an overnight low of 69. And we'll see that increase to an 80% chance of showers and thunderstorms Wednesday night. I think probably midnight Wednesday night through noon on Thursday will be our best window of opportunity for scattered thunderstorms and the possibility of some scattered severe weather events. We're talking straight line winds, and we also could see a small spin-up tornado or two during the overnight hours Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Again, a little inconsistency with the models as far as severe weather is concerned, but I think as we get closer to landfall, we'll get a little more confident on whether or not that is going to take place. Anytime you have a tropical system in the area, there is that possibility. 77 on Thursday, and then as we go into the evening on Thursday night, Zeta starts to move off to the northeast, moves on into Georgia, and eventually on up into North Carolina. And it'll take that threat of rain and thunderstorms with it, so that'll drop off drastically. You know how it was with Sally. We had a couple of lines of thunderstorms move through, though they were slow movers. Once they moved through, we were done. And that'll be the same thing with this storm as well. So I'm thinking by sunrise Friday morning, hey, we are back to sunshine. A cold front will come through as well, pushing Zeta on off to the northeast. It'll drop our temperature down to around 66 for a daytime high on Friday. And Friday night football looking good. Yeah, we may squeeze a hurricane in and stay dry for Friday night football. Isn't that amazing? 48 your overnight low Friday night. And then as we head toward Halloween out there on Saturday, mostly sunny, 65 your high. And for Sunday, mostly sunny as we start November, 64 will be your daytime high out there on Sunday. Your extended forecast for November 2, we're looking at sunny skies and 75. We'll hold on to that all the way through midweek. And then out there on Thursday, November 5, we go cloudy and overcast, 70 out there on Friday. And then on November 7, mostly sunny with a high temperature of 71 degrees. Don't forget to go over to drdonwx.com. Check out our website. Lots of good stuff over there. And you can also go over to the God's Country page and download the Mixler app, where you can listen to God's Country anywhere in the whole wide world. Also, at the top of this video, you can click on that YouTube link that takes you over to Dr. Don's weather page on YouTube, where you can subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you're guaranteed to get a live push notification when we go live to cover severe weather. Also, right here on Facebook. If you haven't done so, you need to like our page and click on the notification button so that you get notified from Facebook as well. And we ask that you share it with every one of your friends so that they too can come over and like Dr. Don's weather page. But again, remind them to click on the notification button so that they'll get notified when we go live for severe weather. Our partners include Joey Knight at Anchor Roofing, 706-326-2438. Judy Aubrey at Shepherd's Fine Jewelry and Gifts in downtown Roanoke, 334-863-2812. Neil Johnson, Superior Heating and Air Conditioning, 334-646-0331. Mr. Brandon Brown at BR Construction, 334-744-1507. Southern Union State Community College, Wadley, Opelika, and Valley. Becky Rainwater at Remax Lakefront, 256-610-1390. By Auction 431 South, Joey Knight at 256-252-8932. Made in the South, a division of Southeast Soft Wash, 334-863-0084. Mark Mitchell at Bama Diesel Repair in Woodland, 256-201-3685. Jimmy Stevens of Jimmy Stevens Construction, 256-610-1364. And Jamie Dukas, your Alpha Insurance Agent, 256-452-5131. So, recapping one more time, we expect landfall of tropical storm, now Hurricane Zeta, sometime late on Wednesday evening along the Louisiana coast, and then moving right up into southern Mississippi, across central Alabama, and then across north Georgia by 7 a.m. Thursday morning. Stay weather aware. We'll watch this for you very closely. Of course, we'll go live and bring you the latest information if conditions warrant. And we'll be watching this very closely for you over the next several days. Yeah, we're not quite done with tropical season just yet. Late season surprise, huh? All right, folks, go over to paypal.me/Dr. Don WX to support what we do for you. We certainly do appreciate that. And if the good Lord's willing and the creek don't rise, I'll see you back in here on Tuesday. We'll update the latest information on Hurricane Zeta from Dr. Don's weather page.